Good afternoon, everyone. I think there was some technical glitch in the recording of the uh, day 2 of workshop. So, I am recording today's exercise for you, and I think you can follow this video and do the assignment which was given to you. So, we can't help it. Technology has some glitches as well. So, uh, you can follow this video. So I have the GIS QGIS interface opened up on my screen, and I will browse the uh, first I'll show you how to georeference. So let's go to uh, the plugin first and go to manage and install plugins, and you have to check that the georeferencer plugin is available. So you can see here it is already downloaded, installed, and it is the checkbox is selected. So you have to make sure that you also have to select this. So I'll close this. So for georeferencing, I need to go to raster, go to georeferencer, I will just reset my window. Okay, so let me open the, this is the button to open the topo sheet. Just click on this, browse wherever you have saved your topo sheet. So this is my topo sheet. So I have this on my screen now, and okay, so what we need to do is we have to assign the grid coordinates which are visible on the topo sheet to for georeferencing. Okay, so I will, before this you have to do some transformation settings. So I already explained it in my presentation in the morning. So you have to keep this linear, select this cubic, and you have to select WGS84. If it is not visible in your screens, you can select this option, type here WGS84, WGS84, okay, and in fact I will select the code EPSG 4326. 4326, this is the code for WGS84. okay, so you can select this and click OK. So you have your datum selected, and you need to give a output location. So already in the morning we created this. I will just give a new name, modified again. Okay, save it, and rest everything will be default. You just need to check this load in QGIS when done and click OK. So our settings are complete. Now you have to select the coordinates and enter those coordinates for the georeferencing. So basically what we have to do is, when I zoom in, I can place a point over here and these coordinates are visible. That is 78 15 78 degrees 15 minutes east and 30 degrees 15 minutes north. Okay, so in this case if I zoom in too much, I'm not able to find the exact corner. So to avoid any problem, what I have done is, if I zoom out, you can see that there are these grid boxes on your topo sheet. Okay, so I have chosen this point, so I will advise all of you to choose the same point. Just zoom in. And you need to enter the coordinate. Okay, so this is zoom in properly. Just click here. I need to zoom in, and first you have to click on this icon, add point. Okay, and click here. So automatically this box appears and you have to enter x and y coordinates. So if I zoom this out, just select this pan option. So if I zoom out, so I need to identify what exact coordinate was it. So if I want the x coordinate, I can see this is 17 minutes 30 seconds, but in degrees it was 78 degrees. 78 degrees, 17 minutes 30 seconds. So 78, then you need to put enter a space bar, and then 17 again hit space bar, and 30. Okay, similarly for north coordinate you have to again zoom out. So you can see this is 30 degrees and this is 17 minutes 30 seconds. So 30, 17 and 30. Okay, click OK. So you have the first point and it automatically appears in the GCP table, ground control point. Okay, so now what I will do is again zoom out, again zoom in. For the second point I will select this intersection. So you also select the same intersection and zoom in nicely, and then select add point, and then click on this pixel. Okay, again window appears. So now the coordinate will be 78, 17, 30. You can zoom out and check, but I already know the coordinates, so I am not zooming out and checking again, but you should do it. So enter. Okay, then again I will enter the third point. So for the third point I will select this intersection. So again zoom in, click on this pixel, and then enter the coordinates for this point: 78, 27, 30 and 30, 27 and 30. Click OK, and for the last point again zoom out, zoom in again, and I will select this intersection, zoom in nicely, and I will click on this pixel, and then 78, 27, 30 and 30, 17, 30. Okay, and click OK. So I told you that your mean error over here should be less than 1 pixel. So it is almost 1 pixel, so I will not change anything. Otherwise what you can do is, you can, if your error is more than 2 pixels or very high, in some cases it might you might observe a very high error, then it is not at all recommended. Your georeferencing will be wrong. So in that case you need to edit those points. So for the editing there are two options. One is for delete the point and the other is move the point. So any of these two options you can choose to modify your points so that your mean error should be within 1 pixel. Okay, so our next step is, we are ready with the ground control points. We have to select this option, which is start georeferencing. Click on this. Georeferencing has started, and what the software will do is, it will perform mathematical transformation on these 4 points, on the basis of these 4 points and the datum which we selected, WGS84, and the transformation settings which we had already selected. So it has completed the georeferencing, and you can see that as soon as it completed, the sheet has appeared on my main screen. So what I can do is I can close it now. So just close it. No need to save the GCP points, so I will discard. So this is my georeference topo sheet which has appeared on my screen. So now in order to check whether you have done your georeferencing correctly, what you can do is this coordinate tab on your status bar, you can take your mouse anywhere on the topo sheet and you can see that exact coordinates are being displayed. So what you can do is, there is a plugin. Again, go to manage and install plugin, and there is a plugin called coordinate capture. So just search for that. So here it is, coordinate capture. In my case I have already installed it, so it is showing me and I have selected it as well. In your case it might not be installed, so when you select this, there will be an install plugin option over here. You have to check it. So you have to check it, okay, and then select this and close it, so it will be installed, and just check this box, right? So as soon as you check this coordinate capture plugin will appear over here, and close this. And then what you have to do is we will check what are the exact coordinates. Okay, so as soon as I open this, this coordinate capture window has come here. Okay, so there is an option called start capture. Just click this and I will click over here, and see it is showing me 78.249, that means 78.25, and this is 78 degrees 15 minutes. 15 minutes is equal to 0.25 degrees. So that means we have done a very accurate georeferencing. And over here this is 30 degrees 15 minutes and we have 30.25. so we have done a good georeferencing. Similarly you can verify it at some other point. So just I will click over here. So again 78.5, 78 degrees 30 minutes. 30 minutes is equal to 0.5 degrees. 78.5 and 30.25. Okay, so that means we have done our georeferencing is fine. There is another method which can be used to check your georeferencing. I will close this, and in order to get my cursor back to normal, I will select this pan button. Okay, so now I can move my map. So for the second method, what you have to do is there is another plugin. Again, go to manage and install plugin. There is a plugin called Quick Map Services. So this is Quick Map Services. So in my case it is already installed. For you need to install it. Select this, install it and check it. Okay, and then close it. So this plugin will appear in web tab. Okay, over here, Quick Map Services. In my case you can see so many sources, but when you do it there will be only I think 4 or 5 options. In order to get all this in your list, you need to go to settings and go to more services and click on this option, get contributed pack, and save it. Okay, in my case already it is included, so I am not clicking this. So you can do this, so you will get this entire list. Okay, so now I will select Google Satellite from this list. So you can see Google's image has come up below my topo sheet. So in order to check how much is my area properly overlaying on top of the satellite image, what I can do is, on the layers panel you have this option, styling panel. Just click on this, the panel appears, and what you have to do is go to this option, transparency, okay, and toggle this option, reduce the transparency. So you can see if I do a 0 transparency, my topo sheet disappears. So I can, okay, if I do this much, let us zoom in and see whether, so I think we have done very accurate georeferencing. See, topo sheet is right above the TV lake, okay, and even if you want to identify some roads and all, so if I zoom in over here, see there is a road going on over this terrain, and let me click on the topo sheet. So almost you have the road over here also, okay. There might be some difference because this topo sheet is, I think, of the year 2011, and the satellite image would be a recent one. There might be some changes, and I think that's fine. So we are ready to use this topo sheet, okay. And one other option is also there. Let me do this 100%, and you can go to this first icon, okay, and on the blending mode option you can select multiply. So you can see it has almost merged into the satellite imagery. So see, we have done quite good georeferencing. These labels are from the topo sheet, not on the satellite image. And if I select this, see, it's very much in line. A small shift is there, but I think that's acceptable for now. Okay, so let me remove this Google satellite image, remove. Okay, in addition, what you can do is you can use other sources also from here. So go to web, quick max services, and this OSM is a very authentic source. OpenStreetMaps, go to OpenStreetMap standard, and then again you can check and just zoom in. Just see, you have almost accurate digitization, okay. So we are done with georeferencing. Just I will remove this OSM map. And so now we are ready for digitization. That means now we can create vector data on top of this image. So vector data, I told you in the morning, it is of 3 types: points, lines, and polygons. So what I will do is I will zoom into this block of the topo sheet, and just let us identify some line features. So this is the river flowing from here, Bhagirathi river. This is Letigad, okay, then Dandeli. So these are all streams, okay. So we can digitize these streams, and there are some roads also. These are also line features. So we can make a shape file for for roads and rivers, okay. These are line type of vector data. Then you can see these red dots. These red dots are huts, okay, houses. So we will be selecting point shapefile to digitize these features. Also you can see some temples. So these temples also can be digitized using point shapefile. And then you have this reserved forest over here. Bhason Reserved Forest. So this can be digitized using a polygon shapefile. Okay. So what are shapefiles? When you create vector data in a GIS, it is created in the form of a shapefile, and the extension is .shp. Okay. So how to create a shapefile? You have to go to layer and click on create layer. Select this option, new shapefile. Okay. So first I will digitize rivers. So just name your file. I'm sorry, don't name it over here. You have to go to the location where you want to save. So these three shapefiles I created in the morning. Now I will create a new shapefile for rivers. So RIVERS, and let's do A for again. Okay. So rivers underscore A, and save. And then because it is a line type of feature, so I have to select line from here. The datum will be WGS84 because we georeferenced our topo sheet in the same system. And then there is a option to create a field. So in this case we will create a field called name. I will explain it tomorrow why you created this. Okay, so name, right? And actually we will be writing name of the rivers. Okay, and then it should be a type of text data. Length, just keep it default and click OK. So our shapefile appears on the layer panel. Again I want to create a point shapefile. So create layer, go to new shapefile, browse the location. For point I want to create huts again. So A. Remember, you are not supposed to use spaces in the names. You have to use underscore, and save it, and then just leave it as it is, and OK. So you have point shapefile. You can see by the symbol also, this is point, this is line. And again I will create a polygon. Create layer, new shapefile, and forest. So forest underscore A, and save, and OK. Alright, so we have all the three shapefiles. Now we have to create the data. So for creating the data, you have to click on the shapefile. Suppose I want to draw rivers. Okay, so after clicking this, what you have to do is this. There is a pencil icon. This pencil icon, you have to select this, or you can right click on this, and there is an option toggle editing. So as soon as you click this gets activated. There are two more options activated, so you have to create this. You have to select this icon, add line feature, and see your cursor has changed. It has become a circular cursor. So what I will do is zoom in and start digitizing. So on top of the river you have to keep drawing a line. Okay, what I am doing is I am dragging my mouse and hitting a right click, left click. Okay, so just keep doing this until you finish this box. For your case, you can choose any box from the entire topo sheet, and you can also zoom in, zoom out while digitizing. And for ending your line feature, you have to right click and enter 1, because this is the first feature, so ID will be 1. Okay, so our line is created. And if you want to visualize this, because this is very thin line, so if you want to visualize this, what you can do is we can change the width to 2. Okay, and change the color to blue. Alright, so we have digitized one river. Similarly, in your, I am just showing one feature. You have to for your particular block, as many rivers as you are seeing, as many roads as you are seeing, you have to digitize every feature. Okay, but for river you have a separate shapefile, for road you will have another shapefile. Okay, and that will also be a line type shapefile. So now I will, so once you have created all the features, you have to again click on this button, toggle editing. So as soon as you click it, it shows a warning of for saving, so save it and you're done. If you do not save and close your software, nothing will be saved. So now we will start digitizing some point features, that is huts. So again this is activated, click on this option and then let me one, suppose 2, 3. I am randomly taking some points. Let me take here 4. So you people have to digitize as many features as you can, and finally tomorrow we will make a map out of all this data. 5. Okay, so I will take just 5 points, and again to change the visualization you will again select this option, styling panel. Okay, and then go to you can see over here that you have so many this over here you can see, I can just make it bigger, so you can see there are so many options. So just select this, alright, and apply and just close this. Okay, so we are ready with huts, and then again you have to click on this option, toggle editing, or you can right click and again click this option and then save. Okay, finally we have to make a polygon shapefile. We have done line, we have done point, now we will do polygon, and again right click, toggle editing, same thing you can do from here, create the feature. So I will digitize this reserved forest. So actually I am using this box, so I will start from here. Okay, just click 1. I did a mistake, I did not set, I have made it as a point feature, so just I need to delete it again. Just discard this. See, this is also a point feature, but I want to make it a polygon, so just remove this. We will create a new shapefile, layer, create layer, new shapefile, name it forest once again. Okay, save. Over here I did not change it on the first time, so I have to make it polygon. Okay, rest everything will be default. Okay, now then again toggle